Hey VC, it's me, Carl. I just thought I'd do a quick vinyl video. I haven't talked about records in a while, so I just thought I'd shoot a video and talk about records quickly. Uh, so yeah, here we go. First one I got here, just picked this up recently. XTC side project, Dukes of Stratosphere album. They just recently put this out or reissued this. But I don't think it's actually a reissue. I think they just repressed one they did about 10 years ago. But great side project, great band. Uh, well worth picking up. This reissue sounds pretty good. So give it a shot. Next one I got here is, I don't know, found this in a thrift store. Big Willie Nelson fans. This is Merle Haggard, Willie Nelson, Seashores of Old Mexico. So yeah, on the Epic label there. All the Willie stuff and Merle stuff kind of from that period I enjoy. You know, it's usually a lot of covers, but this is an upgrade copy of this album here. This is Savoy Brown, Jack the Toad on the Parrot label there. Uh, Savoy Brown, huge fan of Savoy Brown. Um, yeah, this is a great record. This is kind of one of those ones in their discography that kind of gets overlooked. This is a great one, and I'd been looking for an upgrade copy of it, so finally found a nice clean one there. Found this. I think this was a record store day thing a few years ago. Kind of didn't end up picking it up, but it's the Lost Little Richard Southern Child album. I believe it's an album that Little Richard put together. I think that picture's actually taken on his farm or something. I can't remember, but yeah, no, this is a great record. It's basically Little Richard doing like a country record. Um, they put on a yellow vinyl. I think Omnivore put this out. Yeah, great record. They put this out for Record Store Day. Somebody traded in at the record store, and I said, hey, I'll grab that. This is a Record Store Day. One Sunday's put out for this Record Store Day. I think there's another one coming out in June, but this is Jetstar Records, the rock sides, and I think there's like the funk sides or something that's coming out for the June Record Store Day release. But yeah, I highly recommend this. There's a basically I think Dale Hawkins had was tied into the label. So there's a re-recording that he did for the label of his song Susie Q. Also the Five Americans, Terry Haynes. There's just like a bunch of yeah, great. It's just a comp of singles from the label, but some great like really garagey stuff on here. Really cool comp. Next one I picked up here is Hey Rosetta, Into Your Lungs. This is a great album. Bands from Newfoundland, Canada. Yeah, there's I went and saw them live. I went to university out in St. John's, and I saw them live while I was out there, and they're a great band. And this is a great album. I highly recommend this. Picked it up while I was out visiting Victoria, BC, so on the opposite coast. Um, Linda Ronstadt featuring Aaron Neville. Yeah, great album. I'm a huge Linda Ronstadt fan. I love Linda Ronstadt, and yeah, she does an amazing job on all these songs. There's a bunch of Jimmy Webb songs that she sings on here. She does a great job on the first one. Is Still Within the Sound of My Voice. Great Jimmy Webb tune that he wrote. Yeah, and then obviously the classic songs that she did with Aaron Neville. But it's a great record. This is a cool find here. Both sides of Herman's Hermits. Cool stuff on the Canadian Quality label there. Yeah, I was happy to find this. The record's super clean too. That was just like a little thrift find, and yeah, super happy with that. So both sides of Herman's Hermits. Next one I got here. Oh, this was just one I had in the pile because I think I was spinning it. It's not really a new pickup or anything, but Kiss's Love Gun on that Casablanca label. This does not have the Love Gun inside. It's just the album. But yeah, I don't have much Kiss, but I do have Love Gun. I mean, it's a great tune. I'm not like a huge, I don't really know that much about Kiss, but when I was a kid, I had the Kiss Unplugged concert on CD, and so I really liked that. So I still have it actually, and I listen to it every once in a while. But yeah, so that's pretty much the Kiss that I'm familiar with, and then whatever they play on the radio, you know, Rock and Roll All Night, that kind of stuff. Tim Baker, Forever Overhead. Tim Baker is the pretty much lead singer and songwriter for Hey Rosetta, the other album I showed there, the band from Newfoundland. And this is a solo record that he put out. And I heard the song Dance off this, and it's a great, great song. And so I picked up the album. It's a great album. Yeah, Tim Baker, Forever Overhead. Not like, you know, I find the VCs kind of in a, you know, I heard one guy on YouTube refer to it like how he got into a jazz coma where like he only wanted to listen to jazz, and then he realized he wasn't really listening to any other kind of music. I think it was Rick Beato. Like, and then he started listening to pop music. He's like, oh, this is actually like really great music. And now, you know, he does what makes the song great and stuff like that. But I remember him explaining that one video, and I find the VCs in a bit of a jazz coma. I mean, it was one of those things where you had like some niche people in the VC that would talk about jazz, and they really knew their stuff about jazz. And, you know, I get it. Like, these are really amazing releases and stuff like that. But, you know, the Tone Poet stuff. But they are fantastic. And, you know, if there's an album that I really, really, really want, I will pick it up. And so I did pick up Katanga. I really did want this one. It's on the Pacific Jazz label. Yeah, when they reissued this, I was pretty excited. So I did pick up this. I think this is the only Tone Poet I picked up, but I did pick that up. This was a nice find. One of the Van the Man albums that I was missing. I had not been able to find a copy of it, and that's Tupelo Honey, and I did end up finding a copy. So very, very happy about that. Great Van Morrison record. Did not have this one. Very happy to have it in the collection. I think it was like the one I was missing. Picked this up. Wasn't sure if I see these. Wasn't sure if I had it or not. I do end up having it, but this is a very nice copy. Still in the shrink. Cover's very clean. And that's the Hollies Stop, Stop, Stop. I'm a big Hollies fan. And I'm trying to collect all the Capital 6000 Holly albums. Yeah, I already did have this one, but this is kind of an upgrade copy. It's really, really clean shape there. So, love the Hollies. James Taylor, Gorilla. Like James Taylor, this is kind of his 80s, really, you know, kind of doing what James Taylor does. Obviously, Mexico's on here, and How Sweet It Is to Be Loved by You. A couple great James Taylor singles. So, you know, hey. Was cheap thrift store find, so took it home. Next one I got here is another thrift store find. It's the Merle Haggard, George Jones, Willie Nelson, Walking the Line album on the Epic label there. Again, just big fan of these guys. You know, I understand like this kind of stuff they're putting out in the 80s there isn't for everybody, but you know, it was like very a lot of production, and you know, there's like a lot of covers of their old tunes or other people's tunes and stuff like that. But, you know, I thought it was all very well done. And there are a lot of albums. They did put out a lot, though. And this is another one here. Willie Nelson's Always on My Mind. Again, there it is on that red Columbia label. Yeah, I mean, I dig this stuff. Willie Nelson, great interpreter of songs. You know, there's people that are just great interpreters of songs, and Willie's one of them. You know, he just like whenever he covers a song, he kind of like makes it his own, and you're like, that's the version I want to hear. You know, he does a great job. Linda Ronstadt too, great interpreter of songs. Elvis, great interpreter of songs. I guess it depends on the interpretation you're looking for, but yeah, Um, this is a cool find. Obviously, great classic power power pop album, the Nas Nas with Todd Rundgren there. Really awesome album. Still gotta find the first album, just the Nas. This is the Nas Nas on the SGC label there. Awesome find. Great power pop album. Must own. Glad I finally got it. Another Willie. This is Willie Nelson. The Longhorn Jamboree presents, and it's Willie and his friends. This is a really cool comp I found. It's on this Plantation Records label. Basically, the first half of the album is all some old singles that Willie recorded around 1960. So this is kind of like pre the release of his first album and obviously fame. Willie kind of like got into music in the early 50s, I think, and then kind of faded away from music. I think he was like a Bible salesman and he did some other things like sold vacuum cleaners or something door to door. And then I think his son was born, and then he kind of like started trying to like write music and sell his songs again. And then I think there's like a famous story where I think it might even be one of I don't know if it was one of the songs on this, but he's trying to basically sell one of his songs, and the guy that he was trying to sell a song to, I think, said, "Hey, I don't want to buy your song, but I'm going to give you some money and you go find a place to live, and then I want you to play my club 6 nights a week," or something like that. And then that kind of got him started. But anyway, like the first half of this album's all those songs from that he wrote around that time. Obviously, the big one is Nightlife. Obviously, Aretha Franklin did a very famous cover of that song. The nightlife is the right life, or something like that. But yeah, great stuff. Love the old Willie. I still need that first Willie album. Genesis Abacab did not have this one. I'm a fan, although I love the versions that they do of these songs on Three Sides Live. Big fan of that album. The production on the songs is all right. It's not my favorite. I like the Three Sides Live version, but yeah, you have Abacab on here. No Reply at All. Dodo is on here. Just I love that tune. Ding ding. Found this, couldn't turn it down. Ding 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 ding. Now I got the Dodo. Now I got Dodo stuck in my head. Yeah, you know that. Yeah. Anyway, now I got Kansas. Point of No Return. Yeah, always like Kansas ever since I was a kid. I think it's got Dust in the Wind on it, right? And Point of No Return. Point of No Return. No, I don't think Dust in the Wind. Oh yeah, Dust in the Wind's on this album. Yeah, Dust in the Wind, Point of No Return. Great album, still in the shrink. Got the $3.97 hype sticker on it there. Orange Epic label. Nice. Good album, sounds good. This is another Record Store Day pickup. The Jackson 5 ABC. You just never see these records. Like, I love the Jackson 5. Obviously amazing players on these records. And, for Michael Jackson's brothers, like, this is primarily Michael singing on this one still, but man, like, it's not like a little kid singing. Like, he's so talented. He's so good, even at a young age. It's not like you're listening to kid music. The Motown label, they put some amazing players on these records. Really great stuff, and of course on that blue vinyl. But yeah, this was a cool reissue. I mean, like I say, you just never see those Jackson 5 albums in the wild. Picked up this Little River Band record on the Harvest label there. Always, like a little river band. This was another cool Record Store Day release. Dana Gillespie, Foolish Seasons. I saw some other people pick this up. Basically, this album got released in the States. It's quite a collectible record, and it never was supposed to get a UK release, I guess, and they were going to add a couple tracks to it, but the album never did get released in the UK. So this is kind of, what if the album got released in the UK? So it's basically what the album that was in the US plus the extra tracks. And I think Jimmy Page and John Paul Jones play on this as session guys. And yeah, it's a pretty cool record. It's got some like jazz elements to it and rock and just kind of a bunch of different stuff, but it's pop. And yeah, it's a really cool record. I really dug that. Sounded good on the turntable. Next one I got here, this is a cool find. I'm always looking, whenever I'm traveling around at other stores and their various old record store days stock. And this is one that I found that I remember when it came out and I didn't grab it. Kind of regret. It's the Graham Parsons alternate takes. They did 3,000 copies of this. It's pressed at RTI. Like, man, this is great. It's basically a bunch of alternate takes of songs from GP, Grievous Angel, and Sleepless Nights. Essential listening, especially GP. Like, GP's fantastic record. Yeah, great stuff. This is another old record store day find. I found kicking around a store. Another one that I just never picked up. It's the Byrds Sweetheart record store day version that came out, I think, a few years ago. And the cool thing about this one is it does have the some of the songs with the Graham Parsons vocal on it. And I believe there's like a story they didn't like let Graham Parsons do singing. I'm not like a huge Byrds nerd, but anyway, there's some of the songs here with the Graham Parsons vocal tracks on them. The Christian Life, You Don't Miss Your Water, 100 Years From Now, You're Still on My Mind, Life in Prison, and the more, just a bunch of demos and stuff. And then you get the full album as well, and it's a great album. So, Byrds Sweetheart. Yeah, I mean, I could go on all day. Another record store day thing I picked up is the Dave Davies Kinked. Yeah, Dave Davies, this is great. I told Mazzy to go out and find it because he was talking about it. But this album here, they did this album and you can find it very cheap. It's called Bug. Yeah, great album. They put it out for Record Store Day, I think, last year, and you can still find albums all over online super cheap. And it's a great album. And if you really like the Kinks, you're gonna like this stuff from Dave Davies. Listening to this solo stuff, like, you really realize the influence he had on the Kinks, because this really sounds like the Kinks, and the way he does his guitar solos, like, I love Dave's guitar solos. The way it's kind of like rough around the edges, but then it all comes together so perfectly. Yeah, and so this is basically like a comp of a bunch of albums that I think he put out in the 90s and early 2000s. But yeah, but it's great stuff. Really like that. I did pick up the Belladonna, Stevie Nicks. Yeah, great record. This is a great pop record. I didn't have a copy of this actually, and they put it out on Record Store Day with all the bonus tracks and stuff on it. So I was super pumped about that. Picked it up. Just so many hits on this. Everyone knows them. Classic record. Let's see what else I got here. I've been picking these up. I got the other two. They're already on the shelf. But yeah, the Neil Diamond bootleg series. These are amazing. There's 4 releases so far. This is the Citizen Kane Jr. Blues. This is basically, I think, From the Beach and Zuma stuff. Yeah, like Ambulance. There's a version of Ambulance Blues on here. Yeah, Green Sleeves. Kind of different versions of the songs too. On the Beach. Yeah, great stuff. Some people are kind of trashing this. Like, I mean, it is kind of like a bootleg record. But they did a great job kind of cleaning it up. And Neil, I think, even expressed that their philosophy was to like clean it up and make it like very listenable, but not like take away from it too much. So they weren't like trying to overdo it. And yeah, it's great. Like, you can hear the audience and stuff in it. And you know, Neil kind of sounds like a little farther away, but like it's still really good and really enjoyable to listen to. So this is great. I'm really enjoying the bootleg series that Neil's putting out. Next one I got here, another Record Store Day release. This is the Live Willie Texas Opry House. Yeah, this is key. Great, great stuff from Willie here. Yeah, couple medleys on there. Funny how time slips away, crazy nightlife. Yeah, just some of his old classics. Yeah, love Willie. That's a great that, and the sound on that's fantastic. Let's see what else I got in here. Uh, yeah. Oh, this is a cool find. INXS, the first INXS album. Really happy to find this Canadian pressing. There they are there. I think this came out in 79. But yeah, when I was a kid, I had this INXS cassette tape, and it basically had a bunch of music videos of it, of like throughout their career. And one of the songs that the music videos was for the song Just Keep Walking. I remember as a kid, I loved that tune. And the music video is hilarious. I think it's like they're like basically on the set and it's like the room and that has like the shiny black floor, but if you look it looks like they just taped garbage bags like to the floor and then they like taped INXS. Like it's like really cheesy music video, but love the tune. Yeah, this is great. So I was really happy to find that. Also found a copy, a nice original Canadian copy of Shotgun Willie. Didn't have this one. Really happy to find it. Willie Nelson, 1973. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Gotta love that classic Willie. What else I got in here? Oh, we got some John Denver's greatest hits. That's not like a new pickup or anything, but hey, it's in the box. What else we got in here? Oh, this is another Record Store Day one. America. Yeah, I always pick these up. I think there's been 3 of them now, alternates and rarities. This is the latest one here. Yeah, I always pick them up. Big love America. They're great. And then we have the Bee Gees Odessa. Again, this one's not a recent find, but it was in the box, so we'll throw it up there. Great album. Gotta love the Bee Gees. So anyway, guys, that's a bunch of stuff that I picked up recently. Hope everyone's well. Take care. Bye.